Welcome to Technology and Education Today. I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford. And we have a rather interesting topic that we'd like to focus upon today, talking about looking for an academic position in higher education. How to go about the on-site interview process. What's the best way to figure out what the site's like, what the people are like, the environment.
What can you learn from the interview process when you go on campus to speak with the august committee assembled to interview you?
Absolutely. And of course, you want to present yourself well to the committee and present all of your strengths, but at the same time, you're interviewing them as well. You're interviewing the campus site, trying to figure out the ethos of the environment in which you may be working, if offered an opportunity to work there. So, one thing I find very interesting is when you have more casual meals with the different committee members, do other faculty want to come and sit and chit-chat and meet with you, but also develop a sense of community at a dining event? It makes a huge difference. You get to know a lot about the faculty and the quality of the faculty and how well people actually like each other. It's amazing, the difference. And I always find it interesting when alcoholic beverages are offered at dinner meetings. I never imbibe when I'm one of the people in the interview process, but it's very interesting to watch how people relax and whether or not they choose an alcoholic beverage versus a soda or whatever it might be, or just stick with water. But you learn a lot about these people, what kind of relationships they have with each other, the strength of the relationship that they have with each other, whether or not they like each other. Huge points. And it's not too difficult to see how you would work within that type of environment. Who are these people? Do you want to have dinner with them on a pseudo-regular basis? Do you want to work with them? What kind of people are they and how do they treat each other? Hugely important.
Yeah, step one, you go out to dinner with one of the faculty members. You know, you arrive in the evening, and does that faculty member say, well, I got the duty to take you out to dinner tonight, so
thanks for the favor.
I'm stuck with it. Or is that person happy to see you and has one or two other people volunteered to come along and meet you?
I wandered off to a site visit, which was a lovely group of people, semi-recently in the past year's time, let's say. And I was so impressed by the quality of the faculty. They were wonderful people. And there were several people who attended the dinner who were not part of the committee, but just because everyone was such great friends there and they enjoyed each other, it made such a strong impression on me. It's like, oh, I could work here. These are wonderful people. What a great place to be. And they enjoyed each other and they knew things about each other's families and were asking important questions about, so how are you doing? And they were talking about their own research and collaborative research. It's like, oh, this is a wonderful place. This is great. It makes a huge impression on you, and you have a good feel for how you might fit in there. And especially when they're talking about their different research projects and instructional efforts with the students, you learn about their perceptions about the students as well.
If they are talking about
are they
talking about their research projects? Are they talking about some other academic affairs or collaborations? Yes.
If they're talking about the quality of their students and if they're saying good things about their students, that's very important to me.
Yes, that's a clue. Are they saying good things about their students? When you're in the actual interview, do the faculty members in the interview seem relaxed with each other, or do you feel a little bit of
attention? And do they make you feel relaxed as well? Yes, there's going to be a little bit of gut wrench in there because you're going through an interview process, but how do people make you feel? Are you welcomed?
Right. Or do you detect any tension between the people who are interviewing you?
That's interesting as well.
Yeah,
yes.
I've been on committees where there's been some tension because there are conflicting ideas between the faculty members, and which they never have.
Personalities, academic concerns, whatever it might be. It's good to pick up on, and at least people with whom I've spoken in the past, for whether I was on committee or whether I was the person being interviewed, whatever it might be, it's obvious. It's obvious what was going on. Nobody said anything. Everybody was very polite and lovely, but it's not too hard to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, right, and also you should try to figure out if there is, if the attitudes towards the students on the part of the faculty members is a positive attitude. In other words, are they saying things such as, we hope you'll be able to bring the type of assignments and enthusiasm for our students, or to our students, that will equal their enthusiasm and their excitement about learning.
That's actually a great point. A lot of people, you never have, when you go to a site visit, you never have an opportunity to actually meet the students. One might consider that a red flag. Why aren't you able to show up at a class and chat with the students? Do you have private time with the students? Are the students showing you around campus and chit-chatting with you about their experiences, what they are gleaning out of whatever program you're there to interview?
Well, and you can
and
observe,
discuss?
as you're walking around the campus, assuming that
good
they are
point.
taking you about the campus, you can take a look at the students. Are the students walking around without a book or a care in their?
And are they talking about last Friday night, or are they talking about what's going on in their coursework, and are they excited about the courses that they're taking? Not only in your program that you're interested in interviewing for, but also the other programs around the university.
Do you see?
A cultural thing. Is it a decent culture, academic
Right.
culture?
Yeah. For instance, do you see when you're walking around the campus, do you see students seated either in the library or on campus in benches, attempting to do homework
lunch
reading,
area.
or the lunch area? Right. The student union. Are they reading books? Are they on their computers, or are they just all sort of having a happy old time without seeming to have any sort of academic troubles or
Well, you know, that is
studies?
a good point. Listening into the student conversations, not for any weird reason, but listening into the student conversations and find out if the students are grouped together and having a good time. Is it coursework related? Is it because they know each other from their courses and they're bonding, and that has been an important component that's been created within the courses and the programs?
Another thing you can do is get a hold of the student newspaper and
Ah,
read
good
the
point.
student newspaper and
Yes.
see the topics that are covered in that newspaper. Get an idea of the
The cultural
culture,
importance,
what the news,
political bent,
Mhm.
which some people may have concerns or issues or desires
That's
and what
true.
type
That's
of
true.
environment they want to be
Absolutely true.
in. But also the quality of the student newspaper says a lot. Are they important issues? Are they local issues? Are they based upon the university and what interesting things are going on? Or is it more tightly controlled where it's more fluff and nonsense versus things that are important to the students
And is the
and the faculty
is a
and administration?
is a newspaper written in grammatically correct English?
Oh, there you go.
That's always a
Nothing
clue.
like sitting there reading newspaper as a prior English teacher, correcting as you go. It's like, oh, I can't read this anymore. That is a very good point. As well as in the student union area, in the open areas where the students and the faculty and administration wander, what are the posters that are available? What is considered important in that community? And is it important to you as well? Last Friday night's party, maybe not so important to you. But are there groups of information, are there groups that come together, professional groups, social groups, that are very important to you? Is it a place that you want to
Right,
work, that you want to live for the next 5, 10, 20 years?
Or more than that.
Well, everything changes, and just because you may have known something previously about an institution doesn't mean it's still the same. So each time you have an opportunity to learn more about an institution is always a good thing. Talking to people that work there, that have worked there, why they want to stay, why they left. Talking to the students about, as an alum, what did you think about the program? As in progress students, what are your what do you think are the strengths of the program? What do you think about the faculty? And a little, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? A subtle representation of, so what are your opinions? Your opinions are important to me. But also, I adore the students, and I also adore staff. Because, boy, if anybody knows what's going on, the students know what's going on, and the staff know what's going on at that university. So if you can have a couple of overhear a few conversations, or have some
Right.
private conversations with people that would be willing to tell you, very important, very important.
So basically, when you attend an interview for an academic position, it's more than just finding out how many courses you'll teach a semester or what your research load is going to be. There are a variety of other factors involved. You're going to have to live at that university for a long time, so keep that in mind.
So it's not only about you being interviewed, it's also about you interviewing the location as well.
Absolutely. And for Technology and Education Today, I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford. Bye!